At the start of the drama, we see a college where students come from different cities to study. Since they come to study at this university, they all live in a university hostel where the resident advisor is the female lead, Siwon. If any student has any problem, they come to Siwon. Just then, a girl's room gets locked, and the key is inside the room. Therefore, she tells Siwon, "Unlock the room." Siwon takes 5,001 from her for unlocking the room and says, "Otherwise, I will tell the professor. And if you unlock the room with the master key, according to the rules, 20 merit points will be cut." Hearing this, that girl immediately gives Siwon 5,001 because she has no other choice. But while Siwon is doing all this, a lady from there sees her. Just then, that lady says, "A resident advisor should not ask for money from students like this." But here, it seems everyone is a bribe taker. Hearing this, Siwon gives that lady 10,001 and says, You will not tell this to anyone." That lady is the university cleaner. In the next scene, we see the male lead, Jaime, who has arrived at that hostel just a week ago. He tells Siwon, "I want a separate room because I am quite shy. I have difficulty working in front of others, and I feel shy." Just then, Siwon tells him, "We do not have a single room. We keep a student together so that they recognize each other and make friends. So, I cannot help you." On the other side, we see a student, Sam, who brings food for the senior girls, Minnie and Carson. Those two keep giving Sam quite a few orders because Sam is a junior, but these three are very good friends. Just then, Siwon comes from there. They tell her, "Eat food with us." Siwon sits down to eat food with them. Just then, Minnie and Carson look at Siwon's mobile and say, "How long will you keep this old-fashioned mobile? Buy a new mobile." But Siwon does not want to spend money on a mobile. Just then, Siwon puts the charging. Jaime passes by there, and the mobile falls down. Jaime says to Siwon, "Sorry, because of him, the mobile breaks." Just then, Siwon says to him, "Now how will I do my part-time job without a mobile?" Jaime says, "I will buy you a new mobile." And he leaves. From there, after Jaime leaves, Minnie and Carson say to Siwon, "You have not bought a mobile till now because you wanted to trap someone and get a new mobile?" Siwon knows about all their mistakes, so Siwon says, "If I tell the professor about all your mistakes, then your points will be cut." In this way, she silences them. Here, in a hostel room, Hyunmin had been sleeping since morning. Terrace wakes him up, and then he wakes up. Terrace is always packing his luggage because he is crazy in love. His girlfriend says to Terrace, "Stay with me." But the problem is that if Terrace leaves the hostel once, it might be difficult to come back. Therefore, he says, "I want someone else to stay in the hostel in my place." Hyunmin says, "I will stay in your place because it takes me a long time to commute from home." Terrace says, "You can stay in my place." Just then, their friend Hans says, "According to the rules here, you are doing all this wrong. If you break a rule, once you will break the rule every time." But Terrace and Hyunmin do not take Hans's words seriously. On the other side, Siwon goes to meet Jaime and asks him, "Give me the phone money." But Jaime does not have money. So Jaime says, "I need a little time, I will give your money." Siwon feels he is making a fool of me. Then Siwon comes to her room and tells her roommates, Minnie and Carson, "I have told Jaime, do a part-time job for a week." In the next scene, Jaime goes to the job with Siwon. He is not able to do any work properly. Wherever he goes, he breaks something or the other. On the other side, in the hostel, someone steals Carson's umbrella, and she does not even know. She asks Sam and Terrace, "Has anyone seen my umbrella? If I find out who that person is who stole my umbrella, then I will cut him into pieces." Terrace's roommate, Hans, has stolen that umbrella. Hans gets very scared and thinks, "If Carson finds out that I stole the umbrella, then she will beat me a lot." Here, Siwon says to Jaime, "I think you have worked for the first time. That is why you have broken so many things." Jaime says to Siwon, "Do all people here work like this? Meaning part-time job?" Siwon says, "Yes, those people who are not very rich do part-time jobs. And now, I have gotten used to doing part-time jobs. That is why I manage studies along with the job." On the other side, Hyunmin wants to win Hans's heart so that he does not tell Siwon that I live in Terrace's place in his room. But convincing Hans is not an easy thing. Therefore, Hyunmin tries every attempt to convince Hans. Just then, Hyunmin goes to Hans and says, "You have stolen Carson's umbrella." Hans says, "How do you know?" Hyunmin replies, "You were so scared in front of Carson seeing you, anyone would understand that you only stole the umbrella." Hans says, "I do not even remember where I kept Carson's umbrella." Hyunmin says, "Wherever you went, we will go there and find the umbrella." After searching for the umbrella for a long time, they do not find it anywhere. Then Carson says, "I will check the footage of that place so that the thief can be found." Just then, to win Hans's heart, Hyunmin is about to say in front of Carson, "I stole the umbrella." But before Hyunmin speaks, Carson's roommate, Minnie, comes there, and the umbrella is with her. Carson says to her, "If you had to take the umbrella, you could have at least asked me." But Carson does not get angry at Minnie. The umbrella is dear to Carson because Sergeant Kim gave it, which is Carson's first and last love. Then finally, Hyunmin wins Hans's heart because he was going to take his blame on his head. Hans also says to Hyunmin for this, "Thanks." On the other side, due to working too much, Jamie's health is getting bad. At first, Saewon feels very sorry for Jamie, thinking, "I made him do too much work." But later, she explains to herself, "I have to stay selfish." When Siwon and Jamie are going to the hostel, Jamie's health gets very bad, and he faints. Just then, Saewon gets very scared, thinking, what happened to him? Then she takes him to the hospital. After the checkup, the doctor tells Siwon, Jamie has not pooped for a week, that is why his condition has become so bad. Jamie tells his doctor, "I am very shy, I cannot share a bathroom with anyone." When they are going back from the hospital, Jamie says to Siwon, "I told you to change the room for this reason because I cannot share a bathroom with anyone. And today, when I told you in the hotel that I have to go to the bathroom, you refused to let me go." Hearing this, Siwon says sorry to Jamie. "Today, I made you work more than necessary." To go to the hostel, Jamie tells Saewon, "Take a taxi." Saewon says, "All the money was spent in the hospital." Now, both of them do not have money for a taxi, and it is 3 a.m. at night. Just then, they find a bus there. They sit in it. Jamie says thanks to Saewon, "You became so worried for me." Saewon says, "I was not worried for you." Just then, Jamie says, "I heard that your mobile screen was already broken." Hearing this, Saewon pretends to be asleep as if she heard nothing. The next day, Hans tells Saewon, Hyunmin is staying in Terrace's place in his room and he has broken the hostel rule. Hyunmin thought, Hans will not tell anything now, but he tells everything. Saewon says to Hans, "If Hyunmin is staying here, then let him stay. What is your problem? A human only comes of use to a human." Then Hans leaves from there in anger. Saewon does not help Hyunmin just like that. She makes him sign a 7-year contract and says, "Whenever I call you, you will have to come within 10 minutes. Hyunmin agrees to this. In the next scene, Saewon and Jamie were coming back in the evening from their part-time job. Saewon falls asleep on the way. Jamie calls someone and says, "Everything is going fine, no one even suspects me." Then when Saewon comes to her room in the hostel, Hyunmin is there. Hyunmin gives a packet to Jamie and says, "With this, your constipation will get fixed." And he says, "Saewon has told me that you haven't pooped for 1 week." Just then, Hyunmin sees Jamie's shoes, which he likes a lot. Jamie gifts those shoes to Hyunmin and says, "Do not tell anyone that I have given these to you." When Hyunmin goes out wearing those shoes, his friends are shocked, thinking, he does not have money to buy a lollipop, so how did he buy these shoes? But Hyunmin does not tell them anything. On the other side, when Minnie checks her food in the fridge, it is missing. Minnie feels, someone has taken my food and eaten it. Just then, Hans comes to them and says, "My shampoo is also not being found." Everyone starts thinking, who must have stolen all this? Just then, Carson says, "You guys must have applied it secretly. When we stay with a friend, our friends use those things." But Minnie and Hans feel that there is definitely a thief on our floor who keeps stealing something or the other. Then we see Minnie and some of her friends keep talking about Jamie. All the hostel girls are dying for him, and he looks quite handsome to everyone. Just then, Minnie says to her friends, "Jamie is only mine, so you guys take your eyes off him." After that, Minnie goes to Sam's room to take Jamie's number from him. But instead of Sam's number, Minnie asks him, "Give me noodles." Just then, Minnie understands he does not have Jamie's number at all, so she takes her noodles and leaves. On the other side, Hans complains to the professor about his shampoo being stolen. The professor asks the hostel cleaner, Ms. Young, "Have you seen a shampoo bottle somewhere?" Ms. Young says, "When I was cleaning Hans's room, I threw it away because that bottle was empty." Everyone starts looking at Hans, thinking, "You complained about the theft of an empty bottle?" On the other side, when Minnie sees Jamie, she asks for his number and extends a hand of friendship. But neither does Jamie give his number, nor does he make friends. When Minnie tells him, "Take a selfie with me," Jamie leaves from there. But now, Minnie has started liking Jamie very much. When Jamie was going, Siwon stops him and says, "Keep your belongings safe, theft has started happening on our floor." And I suspect Hyunmin, because only after his arrival theft has started happening in the hostel. His behavior is also strange, and he sometimes has expensive shoes too. Hearing this, Jamie says, "I gave those shoes to him." Siwon is shocked and says, "What did you do? If you sold those shoes online, you would get money, and you take those shoes back from Hyunmin." Jamie says, "I will talk to Hyunmin about this tomorrow. Just do not tell this thing to anyone that I have constipation, because I feel very shy." Just then, seeing them talking together, Minnie sees them. She asks Siwon, "Is an affair going on between you and Jaime?" Hearing this, Siwon says, "There is nothing like that. I stay with him so that I get my phone money." Minnie says to Siwon, "This means this is one-sided love? Meaning Jaime loves you? But remember one thing, my eyes will remain on you." On the other side, Hyunmin's shoes also get stolen, which Jaime had given him. Just then, Terrace says, "Last night there was a lot of theft here. That is why a police investigation is coming. But Hyunmin is living here illegally, so the police will consider him the thief." Just then, Terrace asks Hyunmin, "Where did you get those shoes from?" But Hyunmin tells nothing, but he was very sad about the shoes disappearing. Just then, Siwon comes from there and says, "You trapped innocent Jaime and took shoes from him? Tell me, where are those shoes?" Just then, Hyunmin says, "Those were stolen last night." Then we see Minnie and Siwon are together. Minnie says, "I think there is something between you and Jaime. That is why he only talks to you." Siwon says, "There is nothing like that. He is just shy. That is why he does not talk to girls." Minnie says, "Is Jaime not gay?" Siwon says, "It is possible he might be gay." Just then, Jaime hears all these things. He goes to them and says to Siwon in anger, "Why are you spreading rumors about me? If I share my things with you, it does not mean that you will tell everyone." And he leaves from there. Now Jaime says, "I am fully sure that something is going on between you two." Siwon says, "Do you not watch drama? When two people do not get along at the start, later they fall in love with each other." But Siwon does not take his words seriously. In the next scene, when Hyunmin is sleeping at night, his eyes open. He gets up and comes out of the room. He sees that a man is stealing, and he is wearing Hyunmin's shoes which had been stolen. Just then, Hyunmin catches that thief and takes his shoes from him too. Just then, Terrace comes there. Hyunmin says to him, "You tell the professor that you caught this thief." The next morning, Hyunmin is very happy that he got the shoes back. Just then, the professor comes there. Hyunmin quickly hides. When the professor sees those shoes, he asks, "Whose shoes are these?" Terrace says, "These are not mine." The professor takes those shoes with him as proof to show the police. Then we see Siwon calls Hyunmin and says, "I have taken your shoes back from the professor." Hyunmin is quite happy. When Siwon gives the shoes to Hyunmin, Hyunmin says, "These shoes are not mine." Siwon says, "I know these are not your shoes. When I was bringing those shoes back, I met a man. He gave me 5 million won in exchange for those shoes. So from that money, I bought shoes of 3 million won for you, and I also got that money which I had to take from Jaime." Hyunmin gets a little sad. Siwon thinks, "These are tears of happiness." Then we see the narcotics division people come to the hostel. They think, the students who come to study from outside bring drugs inside their shoes. The police ask the professor, "Do you suspect any student who brings drugs here?" The professor thinks about Siwon because he had seen Siwon taking 5 million selling the shoes. On the other side, all friends are sitting together in the hostel. Just then, Jaime comes and says, "Did you guys see today's news? War is about to happen in South Korea." But none of them care about this war. They feel this is their daily drama. But Jaime feels afraid and he says, "If North Korea releases a missile, South Korea will be destroyed, and we will die." On the other side, when Hans is outside the hostel, a couple comes to him. They take an interview of those people who speak good Korean. Hans gets happy that someone will take his interview. Then those two ask, "How is your language?" But these two are frauds. They say to Hans, "We can see that something bad has happened to you. Did your grandfather die?" Just then, Hans says, "Yes, but how do you know?" Those two say, "Your grandfather's soul is wandering around here. If you start the Jasanamga, then his soul will get peace." Hans agrees to their words. Then we see Terrace in the hostel storeroom with his girlfriend. Just then, Siwon comes there. Hyunmin is also with her because he has to work with Siwon. Hearing their voice, Jaime also comes there. He thinks the war has started, but nothing like that happens. And the storeroom door also gets locked. Siwon calls someone, "Open the door," but the phone does not connect because the network is not coming. But that place was also the dining area. Even if someone comes there, it is only on Monday. Therefore, these people will be stuck here till then. Just then, Terrace comes in front of them. Hyunmin also likes Terrace's girlfriend, Juri, but Terrace tells him very wrong things about Juri. Juri has many boyfriends. Hearing all this, Juri also comes in front, and she hits Terrace a lot. On the other side, Hans is preparing for the Jesanamga. The couple keeps very little food items. Hans says, "Why have you kept so little food? This will not be enough for them." Those two say, "We have to do Yesanamga, and this is from the heart. Therefore, whether the food is less or more, it does not make a difference. And anyway, we have to keep those things which were dearest to them." Hans says, "They liked one dish, so I will order and get it." Here, when Sam calls Hans, he cuts the call. Minnie, Sam, and Carson were feeling very hungry because Hans had promised to feed them today. Just then, Hans sends a pic of himself and that couple in his friends group, which Minnie sees. When Minnie looks at that couple, she understands these are the same people who loot money in the name of Yesanamga, because when Minnie had come here, the same thing happened to her too. Then, these three leave to save Hans. On the other side, in the storeroom, Juri beats Terrace a lot. Just then, Yeonmin says to Terrace, "You have deceived me. When I had already told you that I like Juri, despite this, you seduced Juri." Just then, Terrace says, "What is my fault in this? When you do not have the courage inside you to say what is in your heart, so I made Juri my girlfriend." Hearing the talks of these two, Jaime says, "You both are right in your own places. If you both love Juri, you divide her half-half." Hearing this, Siwon says to Jaime, "In this condition too, you can think of a joke. Learn to respect girls. Otherwise, I will complain about you." Just then, they find drinks there. Everyone starts drinking, but Jaime, leaving them because the smell was very strong, they all say, "If you keep sitting holding it like this, your pee will come out in front of us all. Go and do it in the corner." So he goes to the corner. Siwon says, "I have not seen such a person in my life till today." Here, Sam, Carson, and Minnie reach where Hans is. Reaching there, they beat those two a lot and save Hans. Here in the storeroom, Siwon asks Jaime, "Why are you so afraid of war?" Jaime says, "If war happens, we all will die." But Siwon says, "I am not afraid of dying. I only have tension about this thing that will the money I earned by struggling so much be of use in time or not, because my life is already equal to a war." Jaime is listening to all these things. Seeing Jaime, it looks as if he is liking Siwon's words. It is very cold there, so Hyunmin arranges for fire there. Due to its fog, the hostel's emergency alarm rings. Due to the alarm, chaos breaks out in the whole hostel that fire has broken out in the dining area. Everyone goes there and saves them all. After this, the professor calls Jaime to his office and says, "You stayed missing for 16 hours. Because of this, your mom was about to attack." Jaime says, "I have talked to mom, now she's fine." The professor has kept Jaime's identity hidden because Jaime's mom is a very big star in the film industry whose name is Barbara Houston. Only the professor knows about this because there is a danger to Jaime. That is why the professor does not want the truth to come in front of everyone. Just then, Jaime says, "I will take care of myself and try that my truth does not come in front of anyone," because Jaime was adopted by his mom. The professor asks, "Where were you yesterday?" Jaime says, "I was right here in the dining area." Here, Siwon keeps calling Jaime because she needs Jaime's sign on some documents, but there is no network in the storeroom. That is why the call does not connect. And just then, this news plays on TV. Drugs are being brought hidden in the hostel. Therefore, there will be an investigation of all students. On the other side, Yeonmin's mom leaves her small child with Yeonmin and goes. Yeonmin's friends say, "How different he looks from you." Yeonmin says, "Hey, we are 6 brothers, and we all have different dads. My mom just wants to have fun with her boyfriend. That is why she never got married. And even now, leaving this child with me, she has gone to Rome with her boyfriend." Hyunmin's friends say, "Your mom has fun, who is living her life by her own will." Just then, Saewon says to Hyunmin, "We cannot keep this kid here. Firstly, you are living here secretly, and if the professor finds out about this child, then you will get trapped." Hyunmin says, "I will do something or the other by tomorrow." Siwon says, "But if he keeps crying like this, everyone will find out." Then everyone together silences the child, but he only goes to Siwon and stays quiet. The next day, Siwon and Jaime go again for the part-time job. When they both get tired, they sit together and rest. Now Jaime starts liking doing all this work. Then seeing a lady there, Siwon hides. After this, she calls her mom and says, "You have taken a loan from Auntie again? Today she came to my college. And yes, pay your loan yourself. There is no relation between me and you." Just then, Jaime hears all these things. He says, "Who were you talking to? And the lady who came here, why did you hide from her?" Hearing this, Siwon scolds Jaime and says, "Stay away from my personal matters and keep to your business." Here, Minnie gets selected in the actor's audition. Terrace says, "Sam went to give the audition. Then how did your selection happen?" Minnie says, "When Sam was dancing and I had gone to teach him, the director liked my dance, so they selected me." Minnie is very happy because of her selection, but Sam's mood is a little off. Then we see Hyunmin roaming in the college taking his little brother. Just then, he sees his mom's boyfriend, who is looking for him. And Siwon is also hiding from that auntie, so both hide in the same place. Siwon says, "Why are you hiding here?" Hyunmin says, "Ever since my mom broke up with this man and made a new boyfriend, he keeps calling me and crying, and I have not attended his call for a few days. That is why he has come here." Hearing this, Siwon says, "Your family is also so strange. Your mom makes the mistake and you have to suffer." Then, Yeonmin gives his brother to Saewon and leaves. So the two ladies think Saewon is that child's mom. In the next scene, Saewon is sitting very worried in the college. Seeing her, Jaime also gets worried. Jaime tells the professor, Saewon has a problem. The professor says, how can the guard let anyone come inside like this? The professor takes the guard to that auntie and removes that lady from the college. Just then, Jaime says to that lady, there is already a lot of tension in Saewon's life. Do not increase her problem anymore. Then, that same lady reaches Saewon's hostel. There she meets Hyunmin. She says to Hyunmin, I am Saewon's mom and have come to meet her. Hyunmin takes that lady to Siwon's room. When Siwon comes to her room, that lady asks Siwon about her mom. Where have you hidden your mom? Siwon says, I have finished all relations with my mom. Then that lady says, tell your mom if she does not give my money, then I will come here just like this and insult you. Saying this, that lady leaves from there. After she leaves, Siwon asks Hyunmin, who told this person that I live in this hostel? Jaime runs away fearing a beating because he thinks, I only told that lady the hostel address. Then he was in anger. But he did not know that the lady would reach the hostel. The next day, Hyunmin's mom's boyfriend reaches the hostel. Because of this, Hyunmin gets scared that if because of him the professor finds out that I live here, then they will remove me from the hostel. Now, Siwon helps Hyunmin because due to Siwon, Hyunmin was staying in the hostel. If Hyunmin gets trapped, then Siwon will also get trapped. So Siwon goes to talk to Hyunmin's mom's boyfriend. Just then, Jaime sees both of them together. He thinks, again, someone has come to ask for a loan from Siwon. Then he follows both of them. Siwon says to that man, you do not bother Hyunmin. He cannot change his mom's mind. That man starts crying. When Jaime reaches behind them there, he thinks, this man likes Siwon. That is why that man is crying in front of Saewon. Siwon says to that man, you forget that relationship now and move forward. But that man still keeps crying and holds Siwon's hand. Just then, Jaime releases that man's hand and says, why are you after her? When she has refused once leave her, then, taking Siwon, he leaves from there. When they come out, Hyunmin comes to them. Siwon says to Hyunmin, now that man will not bother you. Jaime says, what are you saying? Why will he bother Hyunmin? Hyunmin says to Jaime, he was my mom's ex-boyfriend. Jaime says, I thought he is Siwon's boyfriend. Siwon says, what are you saying? My boyfriend will be so old? Siwon and Jaime have a small bickering. Here in the hostel, Minnie tells her friends, I have canceled the contract to become an actress. Her friends say, why? Minnie says, because they had too many rules. I will have to do dieting, and I cannot date anyone either. On the other side, when Saewon reaches the hostel, she sees that same lady standing outside who had come to ask money from her. Saewon feels she has come to ask for money again. But that lady had come there to meet Hans, because when that lady came to the hostel last time, she became friends with Hans. Saewon gets shocked seeing them both together and says, what is going on in our hostel? Then Saewon comes to her room and thinks about Jaime. How could he think that I would like an old man? As much as Saewon thinks about Jaime, her heartbeat becomes that fast. But Saewon cannot understand this, why her heartbeat is getting fast. The next day, the police ask the professor about Jaime, because he has come to the USA just a few days ago, and his admission also happened in a strange way. The professor says, you definitely have some misunderstanding. Jaime is not such a boy. The police officer says, how can you say with so much certainty? Is he your acquaintance? The professor says, understand it is something like that. But whom do you suspect? The police officer shows Hans's photo and says, we are keeping an eye on him for some days. His actions are also quite strange. Seeing him, it seems that he takes drugs. Here in the hostel, an argument happens between Minnie and Sam on a small matter because Minnie used Sam's ID to participate in a contest, and Minnie won the contest. But Sam feels, when the ID was mine, the prize should also be mine. The prize was to spend the night in a star hotel. So all friends say, whoever finds their partner first, they will go to that hotel. Tara says, these two are capable of nothing. On the other side, we see Jaime reaches there where Siwon does the part-time job. Siwon asks him, what are you doing here? Jaime says, I just came here to roam. Just then, it starts raining. Jaime says, come, let's go together. I have a big umbrella. But Siwon has her own umbrella, so she goes to the supermarket. Just then, Carson comes there. Jaime's umbrella is big, so Jaime drops Carson to the hostel. Just then, Hyunmin sees them both together. He feels Jaime went to pick up Carson. When Jaime comes to the room, Hyunmin teases Jaime that you like Carson, but Jaime likes Siwon. Then Hyunmin says, Carson already has a boyfriend. Jaime says, I do not like Carson. Hyunmin takes Siwon's name. Jaime lies that girl is Carson only whom I like. But if Carson likes someone else, then I will forget her. Hyunmin thinks in his mind that now I will make Carson and Jaime meet. Just then, he goes to Siwon and says, we will have to arrange Jaime's meeting. But just then, Terrace comes there, taking his luggage because he has come back to the hostel. A fight happened with his jewelry and a breakup also happened. Siwon cannot understand what Hyunmin is saying. She feels that surely Jaime must have done some mess. Then we see Hyunmin goes to Juri. He explains to her, get back together. Juri says, this cannot happen, because Terrace told me you will have to choose one between Doggy and me. So I chose Doggy. That Doggy is very happy with Hyunmin, but he does not like Terrace at all. Just then, Hyunmin brings the Doggy outside to beat him. But an idea comes to his mind. If this Doggy runs away somewhere, then Juri and Terrace will patch up again. Then Hyunmin says to that Doggy, you stay here, I am just coming. He felt the Doggy will run away somewhere, but that Doggy keeps sitting there only. But just then, after some time, that Doggy goes away somewhere. Hyunmin searches for him, but he does not find him anywhere. Then after some time, the Doggy comes back. Seeing him, Hyunmin gets very happy. Then Hyunmin calls Hans and says, you will have to make Jaime and Carson meet because my condition is not such that I can arrange their meeting. Hans asks for a little time to think about this. Here, Siwon thinks, Jaime is doing some strange actions nowadays. Siwon feels, Jaime likes me, and Hyunmin was probably talking about this only. So Siwon starts thinking about Jaime. Then Siwon comes there where Hyunmin had spoken about Jaime's meeting. Just then, Hans reaches there. He says, Hyunmin has sent me becoming a matchmaker. It is possible Jaime might like Carson. As soon as Siwon hears Carson's name, she gets shocked because she thought that Jaime likes her. Just then, Jaime and Carson reach there. Siwon starts getting jealous of Carson. Siwon gets very angry hearing their talks. Hans says to Jaime, why don't you invite Carson for a date? Jaime says, all these things do not happen in front of everyone. Siwon becomes sad and leaves from there. Then Jaime calls Siwon, but she does not pick up the call. On the other side, Sam and Minnie reach the hotel taking their partners. But one has to go home early and the other has to give reviews of the hotel. When Sam and Minnie come out to talk, their partners lock the room from inside. Here, Siwon calls Jaime and calls him to her and says, do you really love Carson? Jaime says, yes, I am crazy in her love. Jaime says this thing for Siwon, but Siwon feels he is saying for Carson. Here in the hotel, Hans messages Carson's boyfriend from Carson's phone. Carson has found someone else. When Sergeant Kim's call comes to Carson, he says, have you found someone else? Carson says, no, nothing like that. I have a crazy man sitting with me whose brain has gone mad. He has sent this message. Here, when Hyunmin returns home, someone else opens the gate because Hyunmin's mom had sold that house to someone else, and now Hyunmin does not know where his mom has gone. When he asks by calling his mom, where have you shifted? Mom says, I have shifted to Jirisan, and this place is even further from the university. Here, Siwon drinks too much. She tells all her feelings to Jaime. This is what is in her heart for you. Something like this had never happened with Siwon. She had become quite happy when she felt, Jaime likes me. And just then, talking and talking, she becomes unconscious. Jaime picks Siwon up and brings her out. Just then, someone is taking their pics. It seems someone has kept an eye on Jaime. Here, Minnie says to Sam, we take the same room share but we will not even touch each other. Just then, in that hotel, Jaime reaches taking Siwon, and he takes 2 rooms there. When Siwon's eye opens, she sees herself in the hotel room. Siwon does not remember anything about what happened last night. When Siwon finds out that Jaime had booked 2 rooms in the hotel, she gets a little relief. Nothing wrong happened. Siwon, when sitting in college writing something, her gaze falls on her marker. She remembers that she had written on Jaime's hand in intoxication that Jaime is my property, no one has a right on him. In the hostel, when she comes to Jaime, he says, do you remember what you wrote on my hand yesterday? Siwon says, when I am intoxicated, I write anything. Anyway, it has no meaning. Just then, Carson and Minnie also come and sit there. Carson says, my boyfriend has arranged a blind date to set up his senior. He is only called foreigner girls, and Minnie is a foreigner. That is why Carson wants Minnie to go with her. Then Minnie tells Siwon, walk with me. At first, Siwon refuses to go, but when she sees Jaime's hand, she feels, whatever I wrote on his hand last night, Jaime has erased it. So she gets ready to go with them in anger, where Siwon will go becoming Japanese. This thing seems very bad to Jaime because Siwon was going on a blind date, but Siwon had said, Jaime is only mine. On the other side, Sam also makes a plan to go to a speed quiz in which he wants to take Terrace with him. But Terrace refuses. In that quiz, the second prize is a puffer jacket which Hyunmin needs. Therefore, Hyunmin gets ready to go with Sam. But Sam does not have knowledge of anything, so how will he win the quiz? Hyunmin talks to Hans and Terrace. You guys also participate in that quiz. Hans agrees. Here, Carson, Minnie, Siwon go out for the blind date. Siwon looks hot to Jaime. He thinks, why has she come dressed up so much? Has she come to seduce some foreigner guy? And both are busy making each other jealous. When those three reach there, it is a jail. Carson says, my boyfriend is an officer in this jail. Carson had not given Jaime's name in the foreigner's name. Therefore, Jaime cannot go inside. Siwon says to Jaime, if you want to wait for us, you can. Jaime gets ready to wait. On the other side, in the quiz competition, Hans comes with Terrace because he wins as much as he can. Hyunmin feels bad. At the end time, Hans left my company. Here, when Minnie, Siwon, and Carson go inside, Sergeant Kim's seniors are quite aged. Therefore, Minnie refuses to go on a date with them. Just then, Minnie sees a boy there who looks quite hot to her, and he is Sergeant Kim's junior, whose name is Yoo Si-jin. Minnie says to Carson, I can go on a date with him. Siwon dates the senior, who does not look anything special to Siwon, so Siwon stays far away from him, and Minnie dates Yoo Si-jin. Here in the quiz competition, Hyunmin finds a boy who studies in 12th. Hyunmin participates with that boy and wins the quiz. But Hyunmin had to come second because he wanted the buffer. But they get an electronic cooker in the prize. Now, how could those two make that electronic cooker half-half? Hyunmin says, we will sell this cooker online, and whatever money comes, we will take half-half. When a boy comes to take that cooker, he is quite suspicious. He is afraid, will this cooker work properly or not? Therefore, Hyunmin puts rice in it to cook. But as soon as he turns on the cooker switch, a short circuit happens. On the other side, a lady soldier sees Jaime outside. She brings him inside with her and makes him join the blind date. Siwon gets up from there in anger and leaves because seeing Jaime, she was feeling bad. Jaime calls her many times, but Siwon does not attend his call. Jaime searches for Siwon everywhere. Finally, Jaime finds Siwon sitting at a place. Jaime asks Siwon, why are you sitting here alone? Is there any problem? Is someone bothering you? Siwon says, there are only problems in my life due to which I have become fully troubled. I think I wish morning never came and life ended right there. Since you came into my life has changed. But when I came here to jail for the blind date, I understood my reality. Hearing this, Jaime says, what do you want to say? I am not understanding anything. Then Siwon says, my dad went to jail in a fraud case, and I never even went to meet him in jail. After he left, my mom went kinda crazy, and she started asking for money from people and for recovery. She used to send them to me. This is just my life. Siwon becomes very emotional. After this, those two go to the bus stop, but the last bus had left. Therefore, they have to wait for the morning bus. Then Jaime gives something to Siwon to eat. Siwon becomes a little calm. Siwon sees the pic of what she wrote on Jaime's hand. Jaime shows it to Siwon. When Siwon sees that pic, she says, why did you take its pic? Jaime says, like this, I always want to keep it with me. The next day, Hyunmin gets the smell of tandoori chicken. He thinks, who is it at this time who is making tandoori chicken? Here, Siwon and Jaime are with each other, and Jaime is feeding tandoori chicken to Siwon making it. Siwon is quite happy and thinks there is someone special in her life too. But she does not tell this thing to anyone because she thinks everyone will think that I left my work and got into dating. Just then, smelling the food, Hyunmin reaches there. Jaime and Siwon thought, no one will come to eat here. Hyunmin thinks, these two are eating food here, so he also joins them to eat food. On the other side, Carson makes soup for her boyfriend because it is Kim's birthday. When Carson goes to jail to meet Kim, she finds out that Kim has gone on leave. But Kim had not told this thing to Carson. Carson thinks in her mind, maybe Kim has planned a surprise. So she goes to his flat via lift. Just then, another girl comes into the lift. She also has birthday stuff. Carson thinks maybe her boyfriend also has a birthday today. Then, the other girl comes out of the lift and goes into Kim's flat. And Kim tells that girl, baby, I missed you a lot. Carson is watching all this. She gets very angry. And going to Kim, she gets very angry at him. Here, we see Siwon taking out files from the professor's office. The files fall from her hand. Just then, a pic of film star Barbara Houston is in it, along with the professor and Jaime. Just then, the professor comes there and says to Siwon, do not tell this thing to anyone, otherwise our hostel will be in danger, and forget that you saw anything. Siwon leaves from there, and she searches for Barbara Houston. Then she finds out that Barbara is Jaime's mom. When Jaime was 5 years old, Barbara adopted him. But Siwon does not believe Jaime is a Hollywood actress's son. Here, Carson eats a lot of food after the breakup. Carson's friends tell her, you should take revenge on Kim, and the gifts you gave him, take those back too. Carson says, neither do I want to see his face, nor do I want to take my gifts from him. Now all friends decide that we will teach Kim a lesson, and the luggage Carson gave him, we will take it back. Here, when Siwon is in her room, she thinks, Jaime is so rich, so what is he doing here in Korea? And why did he hide all this from me? But why did he like a girl like me? Then, the next day, Siwon and Jaime go to the amusement park. Jaime is quite happy, but Siwon feels strange with him now. Siwon asks Jaime, "Have you ever come to an amusement park before?" Jaime lies, "No, I never came." Siwon finds out that he is lying because she had seen a childhood pic of Jaime on the net in which he was in an amusement park. Here, when Hans, Terrace, and Yeonmin go to Sergeant Kim's house to take Carson's luggage, they find their favorite cheese there. Seeing which, those three get quite happy and start playing with that cheese. They forget that those three came to teach Kim a lesson. On the other side, inside the amusement park, Carson also reaches. She sees Saewon and says, "You work here too?" Saewon says, "Yes, I work here too." When Jaime is coming to them, Saewon signals him, "Do not come here." Then Carson goes to the washroom. Jaime goes to Saewon and says, "What is Carson doing here?" If Carson finds out, then Carson hears all these talks. She gets very happy that these two are dating each other. Then those three roam together. Here in the hostel, Minnie says to her friend, "Why did you not take revenge on Kim and did not bring back Carson's luggage either? Even the luggage you liked, you picked it up and brought it." Then Minnie takes all friends to Kim's house to return his luggage. There, she sees Kim's girlfriend. Minnie traps her in her words too, and they all have fun together. On the other side, Siwon, Jaime, and Carson are eating food in a hotel. Carson understands. Siwon is behaving strangely and trying to stay away from Jaime. Siwon says to Carson, "Your breakup happened just now, so how can you be so normal?" Carson says, "Kim did not deceive me, just our love ended. As long as we loved each other, our love was true. And this much is enough for me." After this, Carson goes to Sergeant Kim to talk something. Her friends are also there. Carson says to Kim, "If you had to break up with me, you could have told me. After that, love someone else. But you insulted me, that is why now I have to hit you." Carson hits Kim so hard that he falls on his friends and all their luggage breaks. Here, Siwon is going to the hostel. She looks at Jaime and thinks, "I will forget I saw any pic, and I will wait for that day when you yourself will tell me the truth. But till then, I will keep loving you. And for me, you will remain the same fool Jaime." Then Siwon goes to Jaime. Someone secretly takes their pic and uploads it on the net. This news is in the entire media. Jaime is dating some ordinary girl, and the media reaches outside the hostel as well. Siwon is in tension. How did my pics go viral? Here, Jaime is also in tension, but Jaime's friends are quite happy. Such a rich boy studies in our college, and because of Jaime, our college has also become famous. Now, all friends come to Jaime's room, and Siwon is also with them. Jaime tells everyone, "Leave from here because I have to talk to Siwon." So everyone goes out. After they leave, Jaime says to Siwon, "I will tell you the whole truth at the right time, and my mom is finding out how all this happened." Here, everyone was calling Siwon greedy. She trapped Jaime. Even the news about her mom and dad had come on the news. Siwon's mom asks for loans there, and dad is in jail. Here, Siwon is in tension, and there Jaime is in tension. Next day, 7th, they have to go to college otherwise. His grades will come less, and she has to do a job too. But reporters are standing outside. That is why Minnie and Carson take Saewon out secretly. Here, Jaime also comes out of the hostel secretly, and he reaches college. The professor feels Saewon only must have told the reporters because Saewon had seen Jaime's pic. So the professor tells Saewon, "Until this problem is solved, till then, you do not come to college, because our college is getting defamed everywhere." After this, when Jaime meets the professor tells Jaime, "Siwon has done all this because she had seen our pics." But Jaime does not believe the professor's word and says, "You also knew this thing. It is possible you told this to the media. Therefore, without knowing, do not put blame on anyone." Here, the hostel people told Saewon, "Get out of the hostel." Then Jaime comes to her and says, "You do not leave the hostel, I will talk to the professor about this." But Saewon feels, "My staying here is not right, because everyone was understanding her wrongly." Therefore, she admits her mistake and says, "If I had not come to you that day, no one would have taken our pics." Jaime says, "There is no fault of yours in this, rather. I was running away from myself. Everyone knew me by my mom's name, but I wanted someone who accepts me as I am. Therefore, running from there, I came here." Hearing this, Saewon says, "No matter how much we run from our life, it always follows us. And one day it stands in front of us." Saying this, Siwon leaves from there. Then Jaime thinks, "I will tell the whole truth to the reporter what is going on between Siwon and me, and we are dating each other." On the other side, Saewon is bringing Minnie and Carson hidden in a bag. Jaime tells the reporter, "I like Saewon and we are dating each other, and there is no fault of Saewon in this." Hearing this, Saewon starts speaking in the bag itself and coming out says, "There is nothing between us. Jaime is telling a lie." Jaime says to Saewon, "Why are you not telling the truth?" Then, showing everyone that pics, he says, Sewon had written on Jaime's hand, "You are my property." Just then, a reporter comes to them and says, the professor is going to give an interview in which Barbara will also be present. Then all reporters leave there. Barbara says, Jaime liked normal life from the start. He did not like that anyone know him by his mom's name. That is why Jaime came to Korea to live his simple life. And I want that Jaime stays happy with his girlfriend Sewon. Jaime, Sewon, and their friends are also listening to all this. Finally, they get a little relief. Then Minnie comes to an astrologer. That astrologer tells Minnie, stop eating outside food and eat home food. When Minnie tells this to her friends, she says, this means that you stop dating outside boys, and those who are around you among them, only one will be made for you. A friend takes Sam's name. Minnie says, seeing him I feel like vomiting, and he can never become my partner. Here, Sewon and Jaime go on the job together, and Jaime had made something for Sewon, seeing which Sewon gets happy. On the other side, Carson says to Minnie, I already knew that you and Sam are made for each other. Just then, Yeonmin's younger sister, Han-hyun, comes to meet him. As soon as they see her, Sam and Terrace both go crazy because she looks very beautiful to both of them. Then both start hitting on her. She tells Yeonmin, stay in the hostel at night. But Sewon refuses and says, no family member like this can stay in the hostel. Just then, a girl comes there who takes Sewon with her to chase away a cockroach. But Sewon also gets scared of that cockroach. Just then, Han-hyun comes and catches that cockroach. So Sewon says yes to her, you can stay in the hostel. Then, Yeonmin and Han-hyun are sitting together in the room. They do not get along at all. Han-hyun hits Yeonmin too, meaning sibling love. Here everyone is sitting together. Minnie feels a little jealous thinking, Sam has liked Han-hyun. Carson says, Han-hyun is beautiful and cute, so it is obvious everyone will like her. Therefore, Minnie, you stop being jealous of her. But Minnie is not ready to admit this thing, thinking, I am feeling jealous. Just then, Han-hyun comes and sits there. Sam and Terrace start wooing her, seeing which Minnie gets even more jealous. Minnie says, Han-hyun looks like a #1 drama queen to me who traps everyone with her innocence, but no one believes her word. Then everyone is eating food. Sam puts food in Han-hyun's plate. Minnie says, she is not a child that you are putting food in her plate. She can take and eat herself. Sam says, why are you having a problem? I may give food to anyone, what is your problem? Then Han-hyun traps Hans too with her innocence. Now Terrace, Sam, and Hans all three go crazy over Han-hyun. Then those four go to the market. Han-hyun keeps praising those three because she traps everyone with her sweet talks. Just then, that boy comes there, who had participated in the quiz competition with Yeonmin. Han-hyun, seeing him, also starts smiling. Then those four roam together. Minnie and Carson are also watching them. Minnie keeps burning seeing Han-hyun. Then Minnie comes to the hostel and thinks about Sam. Her cheeks turn pink and she starts hearing music too, as if she has fallen in love with Sam. Then just then, Han-hyun hugs Sam. Minnie feels even worse. After this, Minnie says to Han-hyun alone, why don't you leave from here? And why do you like Sam so much? Han-hyun says, it is not so. I feel that he talks to me intentionally, maybe to make someone jealous. Whenever he is with me, he keeps looking towards you only. How do you feel when he is with someone else? Because he likes you, and I will bring you both together. In this way, Han-hyun traps Minnie in her words too. Then Minnie gives her makeup stuff to Han-hyun, which she did not use. And she gives her skincare products too. Carson feels bad because she had applied that. The next day, Han-hyun leaves the hostel, and she is quite happy because she got so much for free. Just then, that boy comes to her who participated in the quiz with Yeonmin. Han-hyun says to him, will you walk on a date with me? Han-hyun goes with him. Han-hyun had messaged Sam that, before leaving, I want to meet you. So Sam was waiting for her in the dining area. Just then, Minnie comes there because Han-hyun had messaged her too. Sam wants to meet you. The door there gets locked again and both get trapped there. On the other side, Sewon's mom comes to meet her. But Sewon is not happy seeing her mom because she feels mom has come to ask for money. Then mom takes Sewon with her to get clothes. Just then, Jaime comes there. Sewon's mom looks very handsome to Jaime. Then mom takes Sewon to get clothes. But Sewon did not want anything, and the clothes mom gets for Sewon, she does not like them either. Then Sewon says to mom, if you have so much money, why don't you pay your debt? Why do you send them to me? And anyway, you never took care of me. People always called me a fraud's daughter. Hearing this, mom says, why are you telling me so much? Do you think my life is easy? But Sewon does not believe her mom's words, and throwing her clothes there, leaves. Here in the hostel, Minnie and Sam date each other, and today is their first day. Their friend cannot even believe these two are dating each other, because these two always used to fight. They all feel these won't be able to stay together even for a day. Just then, Yeonmin gets his mom's call. She invites Yeonmin's friends for food. The The next day, everyone has to leave early in the morning because Hyunmin's house is very far. Then going all together in a car, Carson says to Jaime, Siwon is not that beautiful either. There are girls more beautiful than her in Korea. Then why did you like Siwon? Hearing this, Jaime says, I like Siwon because after my mom, only Siwon was the one who took care of me when I had constipation. On the way, these people go to a restaurant to eat. Just then, Minnie and Hans say, we have come here before. Hans says, we came here then when we were dating each other. Hearing this, Sam gets shocked and starts becoming jealous. Minnie says, Sam is a modern boy, he does not get jealous. But Sam was feeling very bad. Then everyone goes to Hyunmin's house. Hyunmin's mom asks those girls, does any of you like Hyunmin? Hearing this, Siwon and Minnie say, such bad days haven't come for us yet. Hyunmin's mom says, why? What evil is in my son? Then Hyunmin's mom puts everyone to work. Just then, Hans and Minnie come wearing identical clothes. Seeing them, Sam says to Minnie, now your and Hans's breakup has happened, so why have you kept these clothes till now? And why have you come wearing them? Minnie says, these were old, that is why I came wearing them to work. Then Sam says, you liked Sam so much, so why did you break up with him? Just then, Carson says, then someone else was found. Hearing this, Hans and Sam both get shocked. Then Sam breaks up with Minnie. Minnie says, what will you break up with me? I break up with you myself. Then everyone is eating food, and they are all talking among themselves. Siwon drinks too much. She starts speaking her mind in intoxication. How selfish mom and dad are who do not pay attention to their children at all. Just then, Hyunmin says, you are saying right. My mom also did not pay attention to me. Then Siwon says, I will never get married nor ever produce children, because I do not believe in love at all. Hearing this, Hyunmin's mom explains to Siwon, look in Jaime's eyes how much he loves you, and if you are finding love, never leave it. Then Siwon and Jaime both go for a walk. Just then, Jaime plucks a flower for Siwon. Siwon gets very happy and kisses Jaime. The next day, they are all in the hostel. The annual function is about to happen there. Hans says, in the party that happens after the annual function, everyone comes with their partner. Otherwise, a fine seems to apply. Terrace finds a partner for dating from his Single Friends app and says, I am not going to find a girl for Hans. Hans finds a girl for dating for himself. Here, Siwon tells Jaime, I am participating in the talent show because she feels I sing quite well. Jaime says, why did you not tell me all this before that you sing too? Siwon says, I haven't sung in front of anyone before. On the other side, Minnie is going in anger and says, if Sam doesn't agree today, I will break up with him full-time. Just then, she bumps into a car. Minnie gets shocked seeing that car because that car is very big and beautiful. Then a boy comes out of that car whose name is Oxford. Minnie keeps looking at him. Here, Siwon and Jaime go for singing practice. Here in the hostel, Sam thinks, I should talk to Minnie once. It is possible she is waiting for me to talk. Just then, he sees Minnie getting out of a big car. This was the same boy whose car Minnie had bumped into. Seeing this, Sam gets shocked. Then Minnie tells everyone about that Oxford and says he is very rich. Hearing praises of that Oxford, Sam feels very bad. Minnie looks towards Sam and speaks, he does not act like children, and I feel he likes me too. Minnie keeps making Sam jealous. Just then, Minnie gets that Oxford's call. He invites Minnie and her friends for food. Minnie's friends were feeling, Oxford will take us to an expensive hotel. Here, during practice, when Siwon starts singing, Jaime thinks, can anyone sing so bad too? Jaime says, if Siwon sang in the talent show, everyone will make fun of her. Therefore, something will have to be done. So Jaime says to Siwon, we both will sing a song together in the talent show. Then they both practice singing a song together. Here, Terrace takes everyone on a date, but Carson is sitting there alone. Just then, Terrace brings his friend Ilseop to Carson. Then, Terrace brings a girl to Hyunmin, who is very beautiful. Seeing her, Hyunmin gets quite happy. Her name is Jiun. Then Terrace leaves, making her sit with Hyunmin. Here, Carson says to Ilseop, I have not come here for a blind date. My breakup has happened just now and I cannot even think about a relationship. Hearing this, Ilseop says, I also love someone else, but I am afraid that if I tell her the feeling of my heart, she might stop talking to me. Carson says to him, you should tell the matter of your heart to her. This will be right. On the other side, Ji-yoon praises Hyunmin a lot. Hyunmin cannot even believe a girl can praise me so much. Then, Yeonmin invites Ji-yoon, come to the party. Ji-yoon says, I will think about this, and tell. Then we see Minnie and her friends come there where Oxford had called them. That hotel is completely empty. Everyone thinks Oxford has booked the whole hotel. Just then, a message comes to Carson from Siwon. Jaime and I cannot join you because we are practicing singing. When Oxford comes to them, he tells them, I work here, and my dad has no business. I earn for myself and bear my expenses. That day when I met Minnie, that car was not mine. I called you guys here so that the restaurant's promotion can happen. Hearing all this, everyone's hopes break. Then everyone comes back to the hostel. Hyunmin and Terrace tell Minnie, we have told Sam. Oxford has proposed to you. The next day, Sam asks friends about Minnie. They say, Oxford is taking Minnie to meet his family via his private airplane. It is possible Minnie might say yes to Oxford for marriage. Then Sam goes to find Minnie and calls her too. But Minnie does not pick up the call. Then he messages Minnie and says sorry and says, I never dated anyone. I love you very much and I will never doubt you. Here, Jaime says to Hyunmin, Siwon is going to sing in the talent show and she sings very bad. If she sang, everyone will make her fun. Therefore, I want you to lock us in the dining area. And when the show ends, open the door. I do not want her to be insulted. Then Jaime takes Siwon to the dining area on the pretext of practice. Hyunmin locks the door from outside. There, Sam reaches Minnie. Minnie had seen all the messages, and in this way, their patch-up happens. Then they both go to the annual day party. Ji-yoon keeps waiting for Hyunmin outside the hostel. Then she calls him, but Hyunmin was in the dining area, and signals were not coming there. So Ji-yoon leaves after waiting for Hyunmin. Then Ms. Jung opens the dining door, but by then, the talent show ends. After this, everyone gathers in the party. Carson comes with Il-seop, and Hans comes with Juri. Hans did not know. Juri is Terrace's girlfriend, and Hyunmin likes her. Il-seop keeps looking at Terrace and Carson notices him. Then, Siwon is about to sing a song in front of everyone. Jaime kisses her so that she cannot sing. Then Carson says to Terrace, I have more experience in love than you. Therefore, listen to your heart. Because Carson had understood, Terrace and Il-seop like each other. Then, after the party, Hyunmin and Hans are sitting in the room. The professor comes there and sees Hyunmin and removes him from the hostel. Now Hyunmin thinks, where will I spend the night? Just then, that boy comes to him who had participated in the quiz competition with Hyunmin, and he was dating Hyunmin's sister, Han-hyun. He takes him home with him, and Hyunmin gets quite happy. Just then, that boy's tutor comes to teach him. He introduces her to Hyunmin as his tutor. The next day, Han-hyun calls that boy and says, I want to break up with you, and cuts the phone. So that boy removes Hyunmin from the house. Hyunmin says, why does bad happen only to me always? Here, Siwon tells Jaime, I want to get my surgery done. Jaime says to Siwon, I like you just the way you are. Here, Hyunmin meets that boy's tutor, and she takes him to her house, and they eat food together. Their eyes meet. And in the morning, while leaving, that tutor kisses Hyunmin too. And in this happiness, he cleans her whole house. Hyunmin goes out for a little while. And when he comes back, he is happy that now my love story will not remain incomplete. When he knocks on the door, a boy opens the door. Seeing whom, all of Hyunmin's hopes break. He thinks, not even half a day has passed since I went and someone else has come into her life. Hyunmin thinks, now I will have to go to Jirisan and from there only I will go to college. Just then, he sees a lottery ticket in his pocket. When Hyunmin matches that lottery ticket with that number which was open, they are the same. And Hyunmin wins a clear 400 crore. And Hyunmin gets very happy and says, I will start my life again. And right here, the happy ending of this drama happens.